Ah, she's laughing. What an angel.
Oh, you should have seen her at 4 o'clock in the morning making a fuss. Oh. Honestly, I never could have imagined this a few months ago.
This can't be as awesome as running around with me chasing bad guys, though, right?
Well.
Hey, don't tempt her. You're a bad man.
No. Not me.
Cheers. Look around.
Yeah, the club's been getting busy, so it's a luxury having one of us at home.
A few more weeks of Adam's cooking, and I'm not going to be able to chase anyone anywhere.
Nice.
Guilty as charged.
Hey, speaking of home, how's the new place?
It's great. Painting's almost done. We've got the furniture in, and we just got to put stuff up on the walls.
Must be different decorating for two.
Tia's been doing most of the work. She's got great taste. Maybe not in men, but
Come on.
makes me feel a bit grown up, though.
Why don't you try one of these on for size?
Yeah. That's right. Right?
Yeah, I got to take this. Excuse me.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up? When did it happen? I'll be right there.
What do you see?
I've got to get going. I was Dev.
What's going on?
Homicide. Said I had to see it to believe it.
Sounds interesting.
I'll message you later. Adam, good to see you.
You too, Toby. Wonder what's up.
Someone had a bad day?
Yeah, the worst. It was Sandra Perry. She was a partner here at Carver Communications, one of the biggest ad agencies in the city.
Enemies?
Well, according to her employees, everybody loved her.
Well, not quite everybody. So why is this on our radar?
Well, there's something you should see.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
She was bitten?
No. Shot. The snakes were put on her after the fact.
Whoa.
Yeah. But, yeah. Can you give us a minute with the room? And, keep all this under wraps, please. Don't talk to the media. So you asked why we caught the case. There were 3 identical murders 4 years ago. Snakes were present on the scene.
It was all over the internet, the serpent murders, right? Did they ever figure out why the snakes?
Well, best guess was that snakes are a symbol of vengefulness in some mythologies. You know, Satan was portrayed by a snake in the Garden of Eden, etc.
Right, they caught the guy, though.
That's why they called us. The man who committed the murders, Samuel Murley, was arrested and convicted 3 years ago. He's currently playing house in a federal prison.
So what's this, a copycat?
That or we caught the wrong guy.
A mistake like that would bring a lot of heat onto the arresting officer.
That arresting officer is our very own Sergeant Michelle McCluskey.
It's days like this that make living worthwhile.
The thrill of hunting a killer?
No. Snake poop.
You're going somewhere with this.
I was able to determine what the snakes ate the last few days before they died.
And that's important because...
The snakes are exotics, but we couldn't track them through local stores, which means that the killer bred them himself.
So they're a dead end.
That's where the rat poop comes into play.
The snakes were fed standard rats like you buy in a pet store, but the killer probably bred them as well so as to not leave a trail.
But the rats were fed dog food, specifically according to the levels of copper, protonate, fish meal, and cracked barley, Tipper brand.
Your best friend's best meal ever. I love that. I love that commercial.
I know, right? Tipper was also fed to the rats in the original murder.
I'm going to track listings of local pet food retailers that stock the brand. I may be able to track the killer through atypical purchases.
Here's another interesting detail. The victim's tongue was split.
Just like the 3 original victims of the serpent murders. The split tongue was made public during the trials, but the brand of dog food wasn't.
Did you run the bullet used to kill her?
9mm, same caliber as used in the original murders, and it appears to be from the same weapon.
Which we still haven't retrieved.
What do we know about Murley?
Well, he was a top-flight plastic surgeon, Rosedale, Forest Hill clientele. Michelle originally made the connection that all 3 of those original victims had consulted with him about their plastic surgery, and all 3 of them went elsewhere to get their work done.
All right, so seeing as Michelle's so zoned in on this case, don't you think we should bring her in?
Someone leaked the details of Sanders' murder to the media, and they're already making a circus out of it. I think we should leave her out of it for now. I want to hit this case hard and with fresh eyes.
I just got a text. Looks like the victim's husband's upstairs. They need us up there ASAP.
Mr. Perry? We're sorry for your loss.
I want to know why someone killed my wife.
Are you sure that she didn't have any enemies?
This is a woman who volunteered for charities. Everybody loved her. Her employees, friends. Sandra. What am I gonna do?
Were there any new people in her life?
What, you mean like lovers?
We mean people she may have done business with. People who called it home. People who may have become fixated on her.
No, nothing like that.
Your wife ever have cosmetic surgery done?
She was comfortable with her looks. She would never go in for surgery. TV said that there were snakes there. Her tongue was cut. Just like the women that were killed a few years ago.
There were snakes, but as far as the connection goes, we're not sure of that yet.
Because you don't want to admit you didn't catch him the last time.
Mr. Perry, we are very confident that we put away the right man.
You have to say that. Protecting your own. We all know. My wife died because you let the real killer walk.
Mr. Phelps, taking into account the snakes found at the scene of this most recent crime, let's
Wait,
bring in
go back for a sec?
Mystery Challenger.
It should be clear to everyone that this validates our contention that Dr. Samuel Murley did not commit the so-called serpent murders. The IIB imprisoned the wrong man, and what's worse, allowed the real killer to walk free, giving them the opportunity to kill again. The IIB must be held accountable. That's what this is about, folks. That's all for now. Thank you very much.
We caught the right guy.
I know you did.
What they're saying, I could have put away an innocent man.
Toby and the guys, they can handle this.
I know the case better than anyone else.
And if they need you, they'll call you. You don't have to be Superwoman right now. You just have to be Supermom.
Your junk is a lot classier than Toby's.
Thanks. Do you think?
I think you should read an interior decorator's mind from time to time, you know? Get some tips.
Well, I like his taste.
Yeah, you have to say that.
And you don't?
No, this is good, buddy. It's my sworn duty to bust his cojones any chance I get.
Oh. Well, I'm glad I made the cut then.
You know, where is this guy? I'm supposed to be here helping you. Here I am doing all the work.
Yeah.
A child did this?
You guys have been busy.
You suggested we all do dinner, and you're the one who's late.
Right, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I just, a homicide came up. Actually, something kind of creepy, so.
Oh my God, you pulled the serpent murder case.
Is that true? Jeez, like a house full of mind readers.
We don't know if it's connected.
I remember it now. It was an IAB case, right?
Yeah, Michelle made the bus.
Oh, geez, and now with this new murder, they're gonna put her whole case under a microscope.
Do you think it's the same guy?
Some of the details are the same, but there are inconsistencies. Like, the first 3 victims were all patients of this guy, Murley, the one Michelle brought down. But this new one wasn't.
Do you have any theories?
Could be a copycat. Someone inspired by his infamy. Michelle should be on this case.
You know what? That's a tomorrow problem. For now, you just need to worry about getting some dinner going so that somebody doesn't starve.
Of IAB?
Okay. Starvation is not on the menu tonight's steaks, however, I'll put them on the grill stat.
Another call from command came in a few minutes ago. I told them you were in the field.
That's the third call this morning. I'm trying to dodge them until I can feed them some good news.
Hey, Dad, you got any more info on the pet food used for the rats?
Yeah, I found out that it's sold in over 50 stores around the city.
And if this guy's as smart as we assume he is, then they'll have moved around and kept the buys low-key.
Yeah, we still haven't been able to make a connection between Samuel Murley and the victim. According to the husband, she wouldn't even think about getting plastic surgery.
What about the surveillance logs from the office building?
The killer ran in through a service door and went up the fire stairs, so there's no video and no fingerprints.
So we're flying blind.
Yeah.
Hey.
Maybe not.
This is an unexpected surprise.
I'm back on the Murley case.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why is that?
I think if you handle the case, it might be perceived that we're covering our asses rather than launching a fresh investigation into a homicide.
There are people who will leverage this to get Murley a new trial, and I'm not going to let him out on the street to kill again.
This is her case. If she wants back on it, I'm all for it.
Where would you start?
First, I need someone to fill me in, and then we go talk to Murley.
You think you'd actually help us?
No, but with Toby, that might not be so important. You know, my guess is he's in communication with whoever picked up where he left off.
Tread lightly. This case is a minefield.
quite the way I expected it, but will you contact the prison and let them know we're on our way?
So we're on the road?
Let's go.
Michelle. I've kept up on you. Congratulations on your new baby. Well, I assume you feel you haven't taken enough from me, so what else have you come to collect?
We're investigating a murder very similar to the ones that you committed.
You say I committed. What has your partner told you about me? That I'm a monster, that I'm psychotic, that I butchered people?
She found proof that you're a murderer.
Because I happen to have met those 3 women that died.
Well, there was also snakes in your house. Your car.
I've always had snakes. My father was a herpetologist. Did that make him a killer too? Did your partner tell you that they were different kinds of snakes than the ones found with those women? I had nothing against them. I'm a physician. Wanted nothing more than to help my patients.
But it was the ones who didn't want your help that you killed. Janice, Paula, Marta.
I tried to help them and they didn't want it. That's not something I can control. Why is she doing this? Why is she doing this to me? Everything I did for them, I did for them.
Have you been in contact with anyone who'd want to commit more murders?
You think I'm trying to convince someone to kill innocent people?
The prison says that you get an awful lot of fan mail.
I see. You believe that one of these might have done this new murder, and you think I can help you.
Well, if they did the original murders, you could help us prove your own innocence.
Their letters disgust me.
Were there any from somebody you believe capable of committing murder?
I have no idea. I throw those letters out, unread. To love someone for killing. God, that's so misguided. Who would do that? Who would do that?
Mr. Murley, if anything comes to you, you get the prison to contact us. If we can find proof of your innocence, we'll work to set you free.
I wonder if your partner feels the same way. You're a beautiful woman.
Excuse me?
You're a beautiful woman. One day soon, my innocence will be proven, and I'll be back at work. The Buddha says the best way to overcome ill will is to present a gift to one's rival. So to show you I have no bad feelings, I'd love to offer my services. With some work, you'd be perfection.
I'll work with what I have, thanks. Get him out of here. Tell me you got something.
You seem disgusted with the idea of someone being a groupie.
Okay, then we're just not asking the right questions. Look, he's guilty, okay? And you know something about who did this latest one.
Honestly, Michelle, you know what? From what I read, I'm not so sure that he did the original murders either.
I'm telling you, Murley is guilty.
No, I read him consider himself innocent.
Yeah, but if his thinking is disordered, you could have just as easily seen the sky being green.
Michelle, or he could be innocent. At the time of his arrest, he passed a polygraph test with flying colors.
That must do half of the true psychotics because they can control their emotions. Look, where are you going with this, Toby? Do you want to open up my original investigation, too?
I'm saying whoever did the new killing followed details that were never released to the media. And we gotta be open to the fact that maybe the original killer is still out there.
Look, my case against Murley was solid. He knew the women. He wrote letters to them asking them to reconsider letting him do the surgery. He kept snakes. His car was found close to the scene of one of the murders. This is a different killer.
Michelle, I read him. I read him thinking he doesn't communicate with murder groupies.
Well, then he talked to someone else. Someone he didn't even know he was giving the information to.
Here's a list of the visitors he's had since he's been in. There haven't been many.
So what, he's had his visitations restricted?
No. There's a lot of people that want to talk to him. Reporters, TV people. He just doesn't want to see any of them.
There's a number of visits here from Ken Pelk from the Freedom Project.
Yeah, they've been fighting for him since he went inside.
What about his cellmates?
Dr. Murley's had one cellmate for most of his time inside, a badass ex-biker named Noah Barnes, in for manslaughter.
Well, we'd like to see Noah Barnes, please.
You have to look him up on your own. Got out 3 weeks ago.
Thank you.
Okay? If you excuse me?
Yeah.
So if this Noah Barnes guy's killed before, could he be out there killing to free his buddy?
They had nothing but time in here to plan it, and he's been out long enough to source the snakes and victim. Let's see if Deb can get us an address. Is Klein in?
Oh, actually, he said he had a meeting, which is probably a good thing, because the superintendent has been calling like every 30 minutes. I mean, this Murley case is just blowing up.
Did you check into Murley's cellmate?
Actually, Barnes went off his parole officer's radar, but I managed to dig up one of his friends who told me that Barnes was staying with his sister at a place just off Carlisle. I'll text you the address.
Let's go talk to him.
Then I want to talk to whomever's in charge.
Sergeant McCluskey, can I help you?
I know who you are, Sergeant. I'm Ken Pelk, director of the Freedom Project. This is Lucy Carnival, our legal intern.
Yes, I followed your work. Your advocacy has helped many people and helped direct the investigation towards finding the real killer.
I didn't come here to be praised, Sergeant. I got a call from Samuel Murley. You've just been at the prison attempting to implicate him in this fresh murder.
Why don't we continue this conversation in our conference room? We went to visit Dr. Murley because we believe he may have some insight as to who the killer is.
Dr. Murley had no idea who the serpent killer was 3 years ago, and he has no idea of who they are now.
You should understand that we are currently preparing fresh legal action against the IIB, and you, personally, for false arrest and malicious prosecution.
Malicious prosecution demands that there must be an absence of probable cause at the time of the officer's arrest. We did our job, and we did it well. Guilt was proven to the satisfaction of the court.
That guilt was based on circumstantial evidence. A murder weapon was never presented. He's an innocent man.
Of course, any help the IIB could provide in effecting Dr. Murley's release will be taken into account as we proceed in our suits.
Yes, I know how you would take our cooperation as an admission of false arrest. We are not in the business of freeing the guilty, so you're going to have to carry out this crusade of yours on your own.
Finds out we're talking to Murley's friends, he's gonna have a field day with us.
All the more reason to get this dealt with as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Noah Barnes?
Don't tell me you're cops.
You're perceptive. Maybe you can tell us what we're doing here.
Since when do you need an excuse to hassle somebody who's been inside?
You were cellmates with Samuel Murley, right? You two were pretty close?
He's a solid guy. Didn't belong in there.
Yeah, is that why you tried to help him get out?
What?
Where'd you put the gun, Noah?
I don't know anything about any gun. I gotta get rid of it.
That's not true, is it?
You're crazy. I got somewhere to be.
No, you have to be where we tell you to be.
Yep. Look what we got here.
And that would be under arrest.
I didn't even know that the gun was there.
That's gonna be pretty tough to sell once the lab results come back with your prints all over it.
Out of prison for 3 weeks and already in possession of an illegal weapon. That alone will put you back in prison for a few years.
What do you want from me?
We want to know about your deal with Murley.
I told you I didn't make any deal.
He needed someone to make it look like the real killer was still out there.
Think I'd kill somebody for him? Crazy. Get on with my life. He was a good guy. Spiritual. He wouldn't have killed the people they said he did, and I sure as hell wouldn't have killed anyone for him.
We know that he told you where he hid the gun.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so you want us to believe that you're not working with Murley. Fine. What prisoners was he close to?
None. He kept to himself.
Now, there must have been someone.
You want to take a look at people that were jammed up with Murley? Take a look at the head guard, Halloran. Halloran was real close with Murley. He used to sneak stuff in for him.
Barnes was shocked that we thought he would kill for Murley.
What about the gun?
You got it from a biker. My bet his ballistics will prove it's not our weapon.
You read Murley thinking he wouldn't get someone to murder for him. and his cellmate thinking he was innocent.
Well, maybe it was someone who did it without being asked, someone that Merle didn't even know.
Who happened to know unpublished details of the case, like the branded dog food.
No, if Halloran's sneaking things in from Merle, maybe he's sneaking information out, too.
You really think a guard would broker a hit?
Anything is possible. Merle seems to have everyone he meets under some kind of spell. If Halloran is a big enough fan, he could have even done it himself. I think we should get him in here.
Look, you asked me to come in, I came in, but I want to know what this is all about.
You lied to us about who helped Merle.
What do you mean?
You were helping him. You smuggled things in for him.
No.
We know about the cell phone.
Look, Merle's a good guy.
Killed 3 women. You have one chance here at keeping your job, Mr. Halloran. Tell us the truth.
He said he didn't do it. I believe him.
Yeah, so it's okay then.
He helped me. He gave me some medical advice when my wife was sick. I told him what she was complaining about, and he figured out it was cancer even before her doctor spotted it. He saved her life.
Right, so you owed him. Did you go as far as killing for him?
No. No, Sam's no killer. You're gonna try and blame me. Never hurt anyone.
All right, so all you did was get him a cell phone. Who paid for it?
People at the Freedom Project gave it to me.
Who?
Mr. Pelk.
I know that Merle's a high-profile case for Pelk, but do we really think he's a killer?
It's worth looking into.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, Pelk got to a judge. They're reopening Merle's case.
No, they can't do that.
They can and they will. And the only support we're going to get from the IIB is throwing you and the rest of the unit under the bus.
Come on, with Michelle's record, this is the thanks they give her?
No, this is how they cover their asses. We need to clean this up quickly.
The first thing we need to do is find out what Merle told Pelk, and more importantly, what Pelk did for him.
Looking for Mr. Pelk. Thank you.
Sergeant McCluskey, if you've come here to try to intimidate us into stopping our campaign to free Samuel Merle, you're wasting your time.
We know you snuck a phone into the prison.
Ken, this interview is over.
We have testimony from the guard who helped you, so we can carry on here or down at our office, whatever you prefer.
The man's cut off in there. If we're gonna help him, we need access to coordinate our strategy.
Yeah, would that strategy involve killing an innocent person to cast doubt on Merle's guilt?
Do you know how insane that sounds? This organization represents scores of falsely accused inmates. If I were to commit crimes to get all of them out, I'd be the biggest mass murderer in history. Insane. Grasping at straws. I'm afraid any further communication will have to be conducted through Ms. Carnival. I trust you'll make a note of their accusations.
Well, the IIB is certainly making our job easier.
Please tell me you got something.
I think he's telling the truth.
All right, let's head back to the office and see what
Call
Dev
it a
has.
day, Michelle. I think the bad guys can wait.
Okay.
You know, I am sort of getting used to living out of boxes. It's kind of romantic.
Well, there would be a hell of a lot more romance if we could find a clear path to the bedroom.
A lot to be said for unpacking. So how's Michelle doing?
It's one hell of a way for her to return to the job. Could we go off the record?
Reporter mode disabled.
Look, all the evidence we're finding looks more and more like Merle never did it. Brass is looking to throw her under the bus.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Organizations protect the organization ahead of its members, no matter how honorable the member is.
Yeah, well, it's making me rethink my ideas about loyalty, that's for sure.
But you were inside his head, and you didn't read any guilt. It's great that you're loyal to your partner, but there's a chance Merle really might not have done it.
Look, she brought me into the unit. They're gonna burn her. I can't see myself staying.
You know what? It's tomorrow's problem.
We done?
Yeah.
Good. Only problem we have now is finding that path to the bed.
Hey, what makes you think we'll get there?
Oh, hey.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. I
had to go out and get some wall filler.
Wall filler?
Yeah, I was putting up a painting upstairs and I kind of made a mistake.
You made a hole?
Well, I don't know at what point it technically qualifies as a window, but hey, nothing I can't fix with some wall filler. And a lot of paint.
I'll be right back.
Mr. Fox? No? Okay, how about your bottle? Are you hungry? No? Okay, all right, it's okay. Just talk to me.
She's not
what do you
buying it.
want? You want to see Daddy?
Yeah, let me give it a try. Come here, you. What's up, babes? What's up? Huh? You just want to look around, right? Yeah, you want to go to the park or something? You giving Mom a hard time. Look, Mom's under a lot of stress. It's gonna be okay, babe. You got the right guy.
Even my partners aren't sure of that right now. You know, if Merle gets out, my career's over.
They're not gonna fire you.
No, worse, they'll put me at some desk job with low priority cases. That's how they deal with their dirty laundry.
Maybe that's not such a bad thing, huh? Get you off the front lines, keep you at home a little bit.
I've worked for 10 years to build my career. I can't just throw it away like that.
I know.
Oh.
We're here for you, babe.
Any news?
I keep ducking calls from command, but this isn't going away. If Sandra Perry was targeted for a reason, we need to know what it is. We still have no idea if or when this killer is going to strike again.
Guys, I think I came up with something. Unfortunately, Michelle, you might not like this. I've been checking connections of the 3 previous victims and Sandra Perry. When I ran the credit card purchases, I found that they were all clients of a place called Callus Spa, and all 4 of them were getting treatments from the same man. Terrence Fellows, he's the owner.
Yeah, but if he's been out there for the last 3 years, why would he start killing again now?
That's what we're going to find out. Toby, Dev, you go pick him up. I'll arrange for a search warrant.
What do you want me to do?
You go home.
What?
You're off the case for now. Continue with your mat leave like you originally planned.
Hey, hold it. What are you doing here?
Pressure from the Freedom Project is bringing down too much heat, and you're a little too close to this right now.
I was afraid the bosses would shut me down to cover their asses, but I never expected it from you.
Sorry.
We'll fight this, Michelle.
What if he's right?
Let's go. Excuse me, IIB, who's in charge here?
Welcome to Callus Spa, gentlemen. How can I help you?
Yeah, you in charge?
Yes, I am.
We've got a few questions for you about some of your clients.
Wow, I hope nobody went on a crime spree. Who were you interested in?
Sandra Perry is one of them.
I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. She was a nice woman. But I'm not sure how I can help you.
You can tell us about your relationship with her and the 3 other clients of yours who were murdered over the past few years.
Are you accusing me of something?
Well, seeing as we just found this in your car, I'm afraid we are.
Well, I don't have a gun.
Let's go back for a chat. Come on.
We found the gun in your car. What's gonna happen when ballistics comes back and says it's the same weapon used in all 4 murders? Did they plant it? Did someone else? Who'd do this to me?
You didn't find it odd that 3 of your clients were killed within a space of a couple months?
Oh, hold on. When was I supposed to have committed this murder?
Between 8 and 10 the night before last.
Well, I was at an event with a client the whole night, and I stayed at her house. You can call her.
All right. Give us her name and number. Can I talk to you?
Okay, so assuming Michelle's right and the new murder was done by a copycat, the new killer would have had to have done the same research that we did and found someone who was also connected to the original Merle victims.
Right, and then he picked a random woman who was connected only to Fellows.
Okay, well, whoever they are, they're clearly focused on their mission to get Merle out, so unfortunately that doesn't help us get any closer to who they are.
We gotta see Merle.
I asked the guards to contact the Freedom Project and let them know you're here.
Well, that's fine. We won't be here long.
I told you I can't help you. That hasn't changed. But ask me anyway. What must happen, must happen. Everything will unfold as it is intended.
I don't think you're gonna be so zen when you hear what we have to tell you.
You see, we found the murder weapon. You hid it inside the Buddha.
The Buddha is about perfection, not death.
Yeah, this is starting to make sense, because this isn't about you claiming to be Buddhist, is it? See, we thought the snakes represented revenge, but that's not it, is it?
The serpent transforms, rebirths, perfects itself.
In your twisted mind, you actually believe that you're helping these women, that you're perfecting them, transforming them.
I offered them beauty. They rejected it. I bore them no ill will.
So you wanted whoever killed Sandra Perry to continue your work?
Why are they doing this? What about my things? My Buddha?
Don't worry, they're safe. Everything is safe.
Death. I think I know who had the gun, and she might be our killer. Hey, I read Murley again. He still doesn't see himself as guilty. But I saw him with the gun. He had it hidden inside of a Buddha. You were right.
Okay, well, now we just need to prove it. Who had access to his things?
The Freedom Project people.
Right, but you read Pelk and felt that he was innocent.
I did, but I also read Murley speaking to Pelk's legal intern, Lucy Carnival. She said that she had his stuff and that it was safe.
Did we buy a law student committing murder to get her client off?
Well, I think it might be more than that. I think she might be a fan. I pulled up her school records. In university, she was a legal prodigy specializing in serial killers. She even kept up correspondence with a few of them. One of her professors noted that her fascination with serial killers bordered on the morbid.
So why now, and why did she choose Murley?
Sometimes serial killers are just waiting for a catalyst, right? Maybe Murley's insanity is in tune with her own.
Well, she'd been offered other interning positions for much higher pay. I can only think that maybe she took the position at Freedom Project just to be closer to Murley.
So what she's looking for, a partner, a mentor, a lover?
Maybe all of the above.
Well, I checked with Pelk's office and Lucy isn't in, but I did manage to get a home address, which I am texting to you as we speak. I also spoke to Klein and secured a warrant. We don't want this one getting off on a technicality.
Michelle, this is your case. You belong there.
I'll meet you there. I have to go.
Will you be safe, okay?
I will. Deb, you go left. Toby, take right.
Okay.
You ruined everything.
Why is that? Because we found out that you killed an innocent woman?
Put your gun down. Put it down! Kick it away. You think you're so smart. You're nothing compared to Samuel.
Well, that's not really a competition that I want to play in.
You know, in university, I carried around a murder kit that I made. Some knives, a hammer, duct tape, gloves, a mask. I tracked winos in alleys, but I never made my move. I studied killers. Those who had the strength to follow through on what they had to do. I dreamed of being like them. Dr. Murley gave me the inspiration to actually do it.
Just put the gun down, Lucy. There's no walking out of here, okay? It's over.
But I have you. We'll walk out together, and I'll let you live.
You really think you can do that? After you've had a taste of what it feels like to really kill?
And maybe you are smart.
Lucy, don't do it. Don't do it. You die here, Murley will never know what you did for him, how much you loved him.
You have no idea. I understand his need for perfection.
Now you understand his commitment to the spiritual aspect of physical perfection. It's like you're inside his head. That's why you knew he'd still have a gun, because there's work to do. But you couldn't share that with him because he threw your letters out like he did with all the other murder groupies.
That's not what I am!
It's not what you are. You're committed. That's why you volunteered for the Freedom Project, so you could be closer to him, so you could free him. You want to help continue his mission.
It was splitting the women's tongues that told me. Perfection, rebirth through pain, beauty through death, purity. When I read the Buddhist myths of the Nagas, the serpents, I understood. I wanted to be a part of his work. I wanted him to offer me the gift of his beauty. Kill for him, kill with him, together. I wouldn't reject him like they did.
It's not too late. You guys could still be together.
If I die here, they can say I did all the killings. He can still be free.
Don't make me shoot. Stay down! Don't move. Don't move. It's a nice move.
A little rusty, but did the trick.
Welcome back.
Is it time? Have you come to release me?
We caught the woman who was copying your crimes. She worked for the Freedom Project.
Then you caught your killer.
She told us everything. Where you hid the gun, how she got it.
Then why are you here?
Because I wanted to look you in the eyes when I told you that you were never getting out of here.
I won't be in here forever, Michelle. And my offer still stands. I would love to work on you when I'm free.
How can the Freedom Project have been strangely silent for the last 24 hours?
Well, I can't imagine they have too much to say when it turned out that their lawyer was the one who was the killer. She got herself put away and she cemented your case against Murley, though.
You know, I have to admit, it was pretty smart the way that she figured out the secondary connections to the spa and those women.
I mean, she could have killed any one of the spa's clients as a decoy. Sandra Perry was just unlucky.
How are you? That was one hell of a takedown.
Yeah, I made my move out of instinct, but when she had that gun to me, all I could think about was how Carrie was going to grow up without a mom.
Superintendent congratulating you?
Not quite. The Commissioner of National Security has just assigned me a posting with Interpol.
What? You're not going to take it, are you?
I tried to decline, but apparently that's not an option. They have committed my services to the Paris office. I leave in 5 days.
For how long?
I don't know. For what it's worth, I've suggested that you'd make a great candidate to lead the team.
I mean, I'm just getting used to being back at work.
Oh, come on. You know you want it.
I would make a great boss.
So where does that leave us? Where do we go from here?
In the short term, I'm gonna search out a bar. And anyone is welcome to join me if they care.
I can do one drink, and then I have to put a baby to bed.
One drink. Baby's to bed.
Let's go.
All right, let's do this.
Hey.
How did it go?
We got the bad guys.
Now you're home.
Now I'm home.
Hey.
Hey.
So I heard about Lucy Carnivale being arrested for the Perry murder.
Yes. Yes, even serial killers have their fans, huh?
And Michelle's okay?
Yeah. She came through like a pro. Might take her a little while to get adjusted to being back, but good to have her back. You read my mind.
That is a curse I would not be able to live with.
Tell me about it.